Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's TX1for1 here, bringing you another Ace in a Day gameplay for the arcade mode of War Thunder. Today we'll be bringing out the Focke-Wulf 190 D-13. Now, to give a small historical overview on the D-13 and the D series of Focke-Wulf 190 planes. The D series of planes was conceptualised as a high altitude version of the Focke-Wulf 190A, a very successful low to mid altitude fighter. However, with the progression of the war on the Western Front especially, and the introduction of planes such as the P-51D Mustang and the B-17 Flying Fortress, Focke-Wulf had the Focke-Wulf 190A series had to be redesigned so that it could perform well up at higher altitudes. Hence came the D series, starting off with the Langnase Dora D9. The reason why it was known as the Langnase Dora or Long-Nosed Dora was because the original BMW DB800 series engine in the A series had to be removed and switched out for a Junkers 213 inverted inline engine. This engine came directly off of the Junkers 88, I believe, and in order to accommodate it, the main fuselage of the Focke-Wulf 190 had to be extended by 1.5 metres. As you can see just by looking at the plane here, and if you compare it to the Focke-Wulf 190 A5 or an A8 in game, you'll see that the main fuselage is significantly longer in order to reflect this. Now, the D9 was the mass-produced iteration, possessing very good manoeuvrability and overall handling characteristics up to about 6,000 metres, with most Luftwaffe pilots saying that they can gauge Mustangs efficiently up to that altitude, at which point the Mustang started to take over, and the performance of the Junkers 213 engine fell apart. As a result, in order to combat this deficiency, later versions of the D series of Focke-Wulf 190s were planned, including a D10, a D11, a D12 and a D13, with the most notable types including the D12 and the D13. The D12 was designed to have two 20mm inboard with a 30mm firing through the prop, and an uprated Junkers 213 E1 engine, I believe, although correct me if I'm wrong. The D13 was the same as the D12, except the 30mm in the prop was replaced with a 20mm. So the plane we have here is three 20mm MG151 cannons. Now, the gameplay I'm showing you here is a ground strike gameplay on the map Pacific Hidden Base. I believe it's a ground strike, although it has a domination point in the middle, and I'm just descending on this Yak 9P to get my first kill. Making short work of them once the cannons start connecting. The setup I'm using is 500m gun convergence with a 30-minute fuel load and air target ammunition for my 20mm cannons. Now, I've already reviewed the D-13, and you may see that video by clicking the annotation in the top right corner of your screen as displayed now. In my original review, I said that the D-13 wasn't too bad a boom and zoom plane, although it lacked the acceleration and climb rate in order to get you into the fight, and that you pretty much had to creep around the edge of the map, build up your altitude, and wait for most of the other high altitude fighters to either get taken out or descend to lower altitudes. However, mid-dive, the roll rate of this plane was exceptional. I found the roll rate of this plane exceptional, and also I found that the armament was more than sufficient for killing off fighters, although it was less than desirable for bombers, due to the lack of a 30mm or higher calibre. As you see here, I decided to engage this B-25 Mitchell. I'm not classing this as a kill, I just simply engaged it because it came towards me, and also just to assist my teammate out. And really, that's the way I play, in all honesty, with regards to bombers. If I see my teammate skulking behind one of them, doing some damage but still needs finishing off, I'll contribute just simply because it gets that plane out of the way, and it means that my teammate and myself can proceed to take on other targets, rather than have one member of the team chasing one bomber down for, say, 5 minutes of the game, especially with B-17s being very durable in arcade mode. There are no other real major notes to my original review on the D-13, except that I said it wasn't the greatest plane to purchase, seeing as it is a premium plane, and that really it'd be best to wait for it to be available through some events such as the Indian Summer event, which is where I got mine from. Now, with patch 1.37, the flight model was adjusted slightly, with the engine possessing a much greater output, leading to stronger acceleration and a much better climb rate. Additionally, it feels as though you can now be more manoeuvrable at lower speeds, with my original estimation I believe being between about 400 to 500 km an hour. Now the manoeuvrability of the plane is probably at its peak between 350 km an hour and 550 km an hour. If you drop below those speeds, you really do lose out on that wonderful roll rate and turn circle of the D-13. If you go above those speeds, your roll rate starts to lock up, although you can quickly get away, of course. Now another thing to note is the engine on the D-13 overheats very quickly, and as you can see here, I'm running it at 80% already. If you use the wet for way too long, although it occurs in most planes, you start getting an engine overheat. In the D-13 you're going to feel it after a couple of uses of wet, extended uses, and that's why I'm having to run the engine in low mode and just do a few circles waiting for an opponent to come up. And in the end I decided to go after this SBD3. I believe the overheating might be due to the extension of the cowling over the engine, whereby it was a much more open cowling on the Focke-Wulf 190A series and it's less open on the D-13, although I can't say that for certain. So, having done my small review and descending onto this SBD3 Dauntless, getting some critical damage there with my first burst, and finishing off the Dauntless to secure my third kill, although I'll class it as my second just because of the Mitchell not really being mine, it was shared between myself and our Mustang. This game's to celebrate not only reaching 100 subscribers, but also for reaching my 10,000th arcade kill. And I'm not going to give away which plane it is quite yet, although you'll see the one I kill in a minute. I even type it into the chat. I'm very grateful for the 100 subscribers, folks, and I did promise you a video where I talk about it a little bit more, and in general what's going to happen with this channel. My intention is eventually to review every plane in arcade mode, every fighter plane that is. Most of them being prop based. I don't intend to review the jets just because I'm more interested in Second World War aircraft, so you might see me do a quick review of the Me-262 and any other jet aircraft that did actually see action in the Second World War. But it's not really the part of history I'm interested in beyond it. So as a result, I'm very happy to be doing this, and I've noticed that there's not many YouTubers out there who are actually going out their way to review individual planes in arcade mode and describe the intricacies of their flight models and how well they perform. And speaking of performance, I'm using the significant roll rate and dive speed of my D-13 now to descend on this P-63A. With my best advice being wait until the last minute to secure that kill. And now to take out this P-47D and claim my 10,000th arcade kill. Now really, that first burst that did hit took out their elevator, and I'm being silly at this point continuing my engagement, because as you can see that P-47D is long gone. And I also jammed one of my cannons, or at least one of my cannons, and having just secured my fourth proper kill for this match, I decided to try and turn in on that Yak 9K, realising that they were in a very sharp turn, and also I almost went into one of my teammates. So I'm not infallible in that regard, I almost put myself out of the game. Now in the chat I decided to type in thank you to the P-47 for being my 10,000th kill. Rubbing it in a little bit, I know, but I think that's just a little bit of bragging rights, so to speak. And also I'm trying to put it in the most cordial manner so that I don't get any abuse back. But as I was saying, I'm very glad for all the support I've had. I'm very grateful for that. Now I'm up to 114 subscribers, and as you can see in the top left corner, the water's already starting to overheat, which is what I was coming on to earlier about this engine overheating incredibly quickly. So I'm having to turn the engine down to 90%, although if you can afford to turn your engine down to 75%, it will cool down significantly faster. Additionally, what do I intend to do because of reaching 100 subscribers? Well, I was thinking of one of two things. Either I could start recording some subscriber sessions, and I think I've already got one of those recorded and ready to go, or I was thinking of running an ace in a day competition, whereby I give you, the viewer, a free reign. You don't have to be a subscriber. I give you guys a free reign in order to send in your replays to me via my Gmail of you getting 5 more kills without losing your plane and becoming an ace in a day. I can't offer any prizes in terms of monetary value or planes, just simply because I don't have the assets to do so. However, I'd happily put the video up, I'd give a commentary over it, and also perhaps even invite you to give a dual commentary with me, or something along those lines. So as I'm very new to YouTube compared to most YouTubers, it would seem, and so that's why I'm asking you guys and girls, what would you prefer? But there's the two options really, either do some subscriber sessions or do a little mini competition. I don't mind doing both, to be honest, and if I was to do a competition it wouldn't be over, say, a couple of weeks. It'd be over a sort of couple month period, just so it gives everyone time in order to get their entries together, because I know that the patches in War Thunder take out the replays incredibly quickly, and it'd be very disappointing for you to submit me a replay and then have that replay become invalidated due to a patch. We just achieved an assist on that Spitfire Mark 9 that decided to engage us head on. And so I'm looking for my 6th kill, but really it should be my 5th kill in order to secure my ace in the day, with my engine gradually overheating even more so in terms of the water temperature. Future content on my channel, that was the other thing I was going to discuss. As I said, I plan to review every single plane in arcade mode eventually that's a fighter plane and prop based rather than turbojet based. What else was I going to say? Additionally, I might be throwing a couple of sort of small clips up, just memorable moments. I've had a few moments which I think you guys and girls would enjoy. But other than that, I'm just going to carry on delivering the content that you all require. I might even have a couple of videos talking about my sort of play style, the reason why I play the way I do. Because I've noticed that I've had a couple of people ask me, how do I get my accuracy, how do I aim so well, how can I remain calm in certain situations and things along those lines. And so I thought I'd just perhaps give everyone a little insight into how exactly I play and how I go about my day-to-day gaming. Not in the regard of switching our PC on or anything along those lines, but I think you all know what I mean. And so as I descend down towards this I-185, I noticed that they got taken out, but this Dornier 217 pops right out in front of me. And so at my first burst I take out their rear gunner, well, they've got another one to kill, and I finish off that plane to secure my ace. Noticing a Yak 9T coming in on me, and so I decide to do a quick set of manoeuvres using my high speed in order to get behind this Yak 9T. I'm also overheating the engine even more, but we managed to get behind them, and so I proceed to take them out, although my teammate does that for me. And so, that's the end of the game, and we'll have to review the scoreboard very shortly. Now, as you can see, being a premium plane, we should expect great results regardless of how well we perform, to be honest, because of the enhanced earning rate. But 2,500 research points and 21,000 silver lions is a nice haul for a premium plane, I'd say. I have unlocked the Focke-Wulf 190 D9. I'll eventually bring you guys a review of that. As you can see, it's my next plane to be researched in this video. However, I think we acquitted ourselves well, achieving 5 kills plus I'd say half a kill on that Mitchell, and also 1 assist. With a good battle activity ratio, and just showing that the Focke-Wulf 190 D-13 is now a serious contender in the higher tier games, where it wasn't before patch 1.35 came out, or patch 1.37, whichever one saw the flight model modification. And so, as we can see, we came in the mid area of our team, just showing that we contributed quite well. And although we failed the mission, I think we achieved a success in terms of our performance. And so I've been TX1for1. If you've enjoyed the video, why not leave a like, comment or subscribe for future content on my channel. My next video will be more of a review, and I'm just bringing up my stat sheet, noticing that first it says I haven't got 10,000 kills, so I was getting quite worried at this point, thinking what the heck's going on here. And so I decided to come out of the score and check it again, because it updates after each game. And there we are, 10,001 kills, ladies and gentlemen, and I couldn't have done it without you all behind me. So take care and good luck in the skies.